What's going on, guys? And welcome to another live stream here on Tackle 22 Fishing. My name's Eddie. I'm the president and founder of Tackle 22 Fishing. With me today, as last week, is Chad Bailey from the Size Matters Trail. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know Chad Bailey. If you don't, you're living under a rock. But we got a couple things to talk about tonight. We got our fundraiser tournament coming up this weekend on Lake Seminole at Sneads Park, and that is in Sneads, Florida. Sorry if I'm moving my microphone around. There was a little bit of cause from concern because of Hurricane Nicole, but we've been tracking her the last couple of days, and it's looking like everything's going to go off without a hitch. So by the time everybody starts getting into Sneads from out of town, the storm's going to be well out. So they're projecting it to be in North Carolina, if not Virginia, by 7 p.m. Friday. But the area is still going to take a hit on Thursday. So we're gonna keep an eye on things. It really shouldn't change conditions much on the lake. But we're still gonna exercise caution and make sure everybody has a safe, fun time. But the weather for Saturday is supposed to be beautiful, Chad.
Yeah. Saturday looks real good. We're kind of from what we've been watching, and we were pretty much expecting this thing to move on through Thursday, early Friday morning, and hopefully by the time most of the guys, like you said, get into town, really, Friday afternoon. I know you got a lot of guys kind of coming down early.
Yeah.
We're kind of looking like it's going to be come and gone, and from really what we're seeing off of it was mainly just we're kind of on the far west side of it. It's going to travel over land where we're expecting, kind of minimal tropical storm stuff off of it. So in our area, so looks like a little bit of wind and rain, but for the most part, it should come and go. And Saturday, as of right now, if that forecast holds true, it looks beautiful.
It does. I was looking at it earlier, and even on Thursday, the winds are only supposed to be 20 to 30. And if you're talking tropical storm force winds, I mean that's pretty low for a tropical storm. And then Saturday is supposed to be sunny, winds at 5 to 10 max on Lake Seminole. So it's shaping up to be a pretty event. So I'm hoping we can get the community out, get some kids out there fishing, and hopefully have a good time, uh, and raise some money for the nonprofit. So we got to do, I got to do a little bit of business here. So I posted on our Facebook page that I was going to take a veteran out on my boat, and I had two gentlemen sign up, and I'm going to do a random number generator to see which one of these gentlemen are coming with me. So let me get to a random number generator here. I know that it's kind of seems like overkill for two names, but we're gonna do it anyway, in the sake of fairness. Let's see. So I'm gonna share my screen. Maybe. There we go. All right. So we're gonna warm this up here between 1 and 100. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then not -1. Okay, why are we doing -1? There we go. All right, number one. I cannot remember his name. Christopher Batson. Christopher Batson, if you're watching, sir, I hope to see you on Saturday morning. Mr. Jermaine Burnside, please stand by in case I can't get a hold of Mr. Batson, so that way you can fill in as alternate. Or
Hey, do you know what area the Christopher Batson is from?
he's from Weewa.
Oh, that's my dude. I didn't know he signed up for that. I worked with Chris Batson for a long time, man. He worked at that prison with me for a long time. He's a real good friend of mine.
Yeah. So Jermaine, if you're watching, Jermaine is in South Carolina, Mr. Burnside, who also signed up. And I just checked with him to make sure, like, this is going on in Florida. He's like, it's only a 6-hour drive.
Hey, yeah, it
I was
is
like,
what
man,
it is.
I was like, man, I'm with it, bro. If you're with it, I'm with it. But
Yeah,
man, you know what? I got room for both of them. Let's take them both fishing. How about
do
that?
it.
How
Do
about
it,
that?
man.
So Mr. Batson, Mr. Burnside, if you're both watching, I got seats for both of you. Let's go catch some fish. How about that? I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
It's
Yeah,
it's
like I said, yeah, Chris actually lives down the road from me. That's pretty cool, man. That's a small world.
yes, you
You
do
know.
much fishing out there?
Yeah, he's been fishing with me a few times in the past. I don't think he ever went on my new boat. The last time we went, I think was when I still had my old pontoon boat. But yeah, he's I think just recently retired military now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
So
Congratulations to both of you guys. It looks like y'all both might get to go fishing. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I don't know why it's showing them as Facebook user instead of their name, but I think that's either Mr. Batson or Mr. Burnside. But either way, guys, I'm really looking forward to going out fishing with you. It's been so long since I personally have been able to do a vet trip myself. The last one I did was supporting another organization called the Fallen Outdoors, which I'm happy to do. I always tell our volunteers, it doesn't matter whose name is on the banner. If veterans are going fishing, you should go get involved. And I can't tell that to our volunteers if I'm not doing it myself. So, I get out there and what in the heck? We got a spammer here. Let me get this.
Always somebody.
Yeah. But it shows as Mr. Burnside. Awesome, Maddie. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. I love spending time with veterans. There's just something about, sharing the water with somebody who speaks the same language, who's, went on the same patrols and, has had common experiences. It's just a different experience. But
yeah, that's gonna be cool, man. I hope he's able to make it down, and that'd be cool. I'm excited to meet you too. So that'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. So I told Jermaine also, our South Carolina team is awesome. Also, so our director of development, Steve Fortson, he's also out of South Carolina. We have several South Carolina volunteers who get after it. So there's definitely future opportunities where Jermaine lives as well. And we're hoping we can start getting back out around Apalachicola area, getting some volunteers out there again.
Yeah, right down the road.
That's it. I was hoping Dale was going to join us, but I'm sure he's at work trying to keep the fires lit.
Yeah, I talked to him early this morning, so I know he was working today, but so he was going to try to get on earlier. So we'll see.
While we got a second here, guys, we got 12 wonderful viewers. If you guys will all do me a favor and smash that like button or that heart button and share the live, share it on your personal pages or share it into a group if you feel so inclined. Help bring more awareness to what we're doing and just help push the content out. It really does make a difference for our organization because we are monetized on Facebook. So, the more people that comment and interact with our content, the more funding actually comes to the nonprofit. So it really does make a difference, and we really do appreciate it. It means a lot. But we've had some amazing sponsors, man, supporting this event. We've I've gotten mail in from Chuck. He is one of our volunteers. I believe he's from South Carolina. He's from one of the Carolinas. I'd be lying if I said I knew it was for sure South Carolina, but he's the owner of Bite Lights. And if you're not familiar with it, he makes lights that you put onto your planer boards or onto your rod tips, and they're LED lights and they are so bright. So if you ever go out dragging and pulling boards at night, I got real tired of sticking little glow sticks in the foam of my my planer boards
Yeah.
to make them visible at night. And not only does it help you see them better, it's going to help other boats see them. So if you're on a body of water, it gets traveled a lot at night, like this is going to be important to you.
Yeah.
You know, it gets annoying when somebody gets really close to your planer boards and stuff like that, because if they run them over, I'm gonna let them eat the whole spool.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing about it. When you're dragging at night and you break a planer board off,
Yes.
that is all the difference in the world, because, you know, in the daytime, you can usually pull on another 20 or 30 minutes in that direction and
Yeah.
kind of go back and pinpoint where that thing was at. But
Absolutely.
at night, you know, even with the best headlights that a lot of us got on those boats, I mean, buddy, if you don't, yeah, I mean, if it's not blinking, you ain't seeing it, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big deal to actually be able to retrieve that board.
So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Bob Mann right here. He's a Marine himself, and I'm sure you've seen him around Facebook. The original two hook leaders using all Dale's tackle, terminal tackle. He is a supporter of Tackle 22, and we're proud to know him, Mr. Bob. We sure do appreciate you, and thank you very much for sending out some leaders. I think I might have to swipe one or two to try them out myself. And give him a call, veteran on business.
Yeah, and
Love it.
I literally had those sitting right in front of me with the package right here to show those off, man. So that was perfect timing.
That's right.
Yeah, we've got a couple dozen of his pre-tied rigs. I think in 10-aught and 12-aught. Like you said, all Dell's tackle stuff on them. You know, the best of the best. I think he uses slime line on the line. You know, it's just good stuff all the way around. You can tell that he takes his time and takes pride in tying these. I've been looking at the knots. All of the knots are super tight. He takes the time to burn the ends of stuff to make sure things don't, can't slip or become unraveled or frayed. Just, you could tell he really puts his work into.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because that's time consuming. You know what I mean? Like taking time to burn the ends. Like I don't even do that on my own leaders, even tying for tournaments, bro. Like I don't do it. So
there's 24 right here that are absolutely, every one of them's got burn ends. I mean, he really goes above and beyond, and that's just super, super awesome.
But we got to talking about planer boards, and Brad over at Fat Rooster Planer Boards sent out a set of boards. So those will be part of the raffles and stuff as well. And they're all sponsors of Tackle 22 as well. And also Charles Crook from Meat Hunter Rods sent out some rods that Chad received today. He was going to send them to me, and I told him I didn't think they'd get here in time, so send them on to Florida. But we're really, really happy to have all of our sponsors really working hard and helping us achieve our goals. Dry Creek Marine, they put in overtime getting our boat back ready. If you didn't know, I had some electrical issues after Megabucks. It's just something about running 60 miles in 4 and 5 foot waves, and we had some grounds come loose and start popping some fuses. So Dry Creek got us back on the water. Dale, Dale's always on time, and he's going to be there. But I love these flex rods. That's what I use for skipjacking.
So this rod right here, is one of the little flex rods. It's a super light action. I don't know what the actual action on this is without pulling it all down to see. But I mean, I thought immediately this would be a great skipjack rod. I was sitting here today. I actually was joking with somebody earlier that I might just try to purchase those outright, but I'll wait. I'll order mine later, and then we'll let those go to the random draw. And I want somebody else to get the opportunity to get their hands on those. But man, that little small light action, that thing feels really good. And all I could think of was not even just skipjack fishing, So I actually just sold my big catfish boat this week, and I'm going to buy a smaller boat and do some backwater fishing over the next year. And ultimately, I want to buy a brand new boat probably in 2024. Mine was 5 years old, so its days had come and gone. It's still a good boat, but I want to get a new one. And
oh yeah, for sure.
But I want to do some channel cat fishing and some smaller cat fishing. Man, I was thinking that thing with a little spinning reel on it, just to throw off the riverbank or,
Oh, yeah.
Golly, man, that thing just felt good, man. I got excited holding them.
They cast a mile. So
I
have a 6-foot flex rod and a 7-foot flex rod that I use for skipjacking and bait fishing. And they cast a mile. Let me tell you, even when the skipjack are on fire and you're hooking up to 3 and 4 at a time on a sabiki rig, boy, those things are fun. It feels like a ultralight almost, but it has the strength that you come to expect from a meat hunter rod. So those skipjack are getting to the boat. You may not get them in the boat, but they're going to get to the boat.
Well, and we have, like I said, and they're all different. I think there's 6 rods there, but we got 6 rods to give away. So anybody that is at the tournament this weekend, Saturday, you do not have to fish the tournament to have the opportunity to win the door prizes. We have a lot of door prizes at this event.
Yes.
And you can purchase them literally for $1 a piece. So every dollar that you spend, is an opportunity to win. Our fishermen that actually fish the main tournament, every one of those fishermen, we will donate on behalf of the Size Matters Trail, like we always do. We will donate numbers of tickets to you right off the bat, and then you can purchase those tickets. But we definitely have a pile of door prizes to give away. Here's some other ones right here.
You can never have enough rod holders.
And those are Smackdown rod holders, a brand new set of the 4-inch base. You can search far and wide and will not find a tougher, stronger set. I mean, I know that there's a lot of rod holders out there that are 1/2-inch base, 1/2-inch thick. These feel different.
They do.
I can't explain. They just feel different. They are absolutely stout.
Justin, Big Country had a question here. He was asking how much the raffle tickets were going to be at the event, and asking if the fishermen's tickets are going by registration.
So that's what I was just saying. So it'll be the same ticket, but all the fishermen that actually enter in the boats, the boat fishermen, the main tournament fishermen, they will get a certain number of tickets, and that's based on however many entries we get. So if we have 15 boats enter, boat number 1 gets 15 free tickets. So that's $15 worth of free tickets. If you're boat number 15, you get 1 free ticket.
I should have registered in, huh?
Should have registered early. Yeah. Well, and we do that at all of our tournaments. It just kind of gives you a little bit of a reason to try to be one of the first ones. And it does. And a lot of times you see those guys that register early, you definitely see them win, a lot of extra door prizes. But we will sell those door prizes, all day long. We got a couple of different events. We got some food being cooked for us out there by God's Way Ministry. We have a free kids bank fishing tournament. And, so there's going to be quite a few people mingling in and out throughout the day. Every one of them that comes by has the opportunity to purchase tickets. So that's what I was saying. If you plan on coming to the event, and even if you're not fishing, if you're just coming to hang out, bring some cash, because you can have the same amount of, just as good a chance as anybody to win that stuff. We have our Tackle 22 benefit cooler that, if I'm not mistaken, is already raised probably close to $400. And then we'll sell those tickets as well the day of. So, we'll have those. We have a guided fishing trip by J.R. Hall, Black Sheep Cat Fishing. We've already pre-sold some tickets online. If somebody that's listening right now or watching right now wants to purchase those tickets, you do not have to be. That's kind of one of the things that you do not have to be at the tournament to win. So if you would like to purchase those tickets, you can do so a handful of different ways. You can send. I have. If you go back on the Size Matters Trail page, I have my Venmo in there, which is just Chad Bailey 3. I have my PayPal in there, which I think is at the Size Matters Trail. You can send those donations to that. And for every $5 that you send, you get entered once into that drawing. And I think if you spend $20, you get a free ticket. So it's $5 for $20. If somebody's interested in doing that, send me a message, or you can send Eddie a message, and you can actually donate directly to them, and he'll let us know. Just make sure if you do that, to whether you send it to Eddie or myself, or if you need help, send us a message on one of our pages. We'll get you taken care of. But make sure we get a name and a phone number to put on the tickets. We do not want you to purchase a ticket, get drawn, and us not have the proper ways to contact you.
Absolutely. So there's going to be
a huge trip.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people at this tournament who've never had the opportunity to fish the Tennessee River, let alone with a guide like JR. Let me tell you, there's just something different about the Tennessee River. You want to go out there and have the opportunity to boat 70, 80, 90, maybe even 100-pound fish. That's the body of water to go to, and JR Hall puts you on them. So if you're on the fence about a trophy catfishing trip, and you're not one of us that travel around and fish a lot for tournaments or fun fishing, I promise you this trip will not disappoint. JR is fun to hang out with, and he's a hell of a fisherman, and I promise you he will get you on some big fish.
Yeah, and going on a guided trip is like typing in a cheat code on a video game.
It is.
I mean, you get to pass go and go straight to the action. These guys really work hard. I mean, look, if you're not out there catching fish with a guide, you're not going to be catching fish, because if they're biting, they're going to find a way to put you on them. The proof is in the pudding with JR. He's got. Yeah. I mean, he's got the resume to back it up. It's going to be a really good trip. I'm interested to see who wins it. Somebody's going to be very, very lucky. So, and you can buy tickets at the event as well.
Even if you're just starting to get into catfishing, and you're maybe starting to explore the option of fishing tournaments or something like that, it'd be a really good learning experience. Pick his brain while you're out there. JR, he'll tell you. Why, what are you looking for? Why are you looking down this stretch of water? So and so. Granted, we know he spends a lot of time on the Tennessee River, so I'm sure he's got his honey holes. But at the end of the day, if you want to learn more about fishing and become more complete fisherman, it's really hard to find someone better to learn from than a guide who's spent years on that water, running a business. You know what I mean? Because he's going to help you, because it's going to build the sport. It's going to make you a better angler, and it's going to help his business. So, take that opportunity to learn from the people who spend the most time on the water. It'd be an amazing trip. I'm probably going to get some tickets myself.
Yeah, no, I'm going to buy some game day too. So, getting back on some of our other sponsor stuff, I've got a whole box here of Slime Line, if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
20, 30, 40 different colors. That's donated from the guys at Slime Line over at Catch the Fever. We have, and they're actually up under in a whole stack of rods right here, but we have one Big Cat Fever Hellcat rod, and then 2 limited edition Big Cat Fever rods as well. And those are some really slick rods. We're going to be giving those away. They sent us those early in the year, and and we said we were saving them for this event. Yeah. So we got a nice batch of those, like we just showed. Got a nice batch of Meat Hunter rods. Here's something, I don't even know if I showed you this yet, but for the for the kids tournament,
Ooh.
we went and took a little Size Matters fishing money and went and purchased a bunch of tackle boxes.
Awesome.
And we have about 5 or 6 of the push button Zebcos we're going to give away to those kids out there fishing. I've got a handful of spinner baits and stuff, and I think I've got since we started gathering that stuff up yesterday, I've actually had a couple of people reach out and ask about donating to the kids event. So if somebody wants to donate to that, same thing, get up with one of us. We'll we'll make sure, because that's, we know this is a Tackle 22 benefit tournament. It's a Size Matters trail tournament. But we just want to grow the sport of catfishing along the way. And I mean, what better way to change a life than to get a kid out there fishing? So that's just something that's kind of hand in hand with it. We have the ability to do it. Got a lot of people that said they're going to bring some rods and leave laid around. I think the Dead Lakes RV Park, which is it's actually a park down the road in Weehawken that my company actually runs, but I talked with the manager, and they're going to donate some earthworms and some crickets and some cricket cages for us to be able to have on site that day. So that way, if somebody doesn't have enough bait, well, we can give out worms and crickets for the kids to go out there and fishing. And the cool thing about this particular bank fishing tournament is any fish that is caught by a child off the bank can be weighed in. So there's going to be a little bit of strategy going there. Go out and catch a brim, come weigh him in, and then go cut him up and use him for use him to catch a catfish and bring it in. And while you're waiting for a catfish, throw a spinnerbait and try to catch a bass. I mean,
I bet
it's all about letting those kids
spin.
come to the scale.
I bet a beetle spin will do some damage out there, or one of those Zebco 33s.
Hey man, it will. And so that's another thing. So anybody that is coming to the event, if you have kids and you're coming, if it's a volunteer coming, or with you guys, or whatever, if you have kids and you're in the area, bring them out there. Come sit up under the big pavilion, hang out with us. We're gonna have food, drinks, snacks, refreshments. We're gonna have Tackle 22 stuff there. We're gonna have Dell's Tackle stuff there. We're gonna have Size Matter stuff there, Apex Predator stuff there. So we're going to have plenty of people there. Let the kids go down there, run around, have a good time. We have rods for them to use if you do not have some. If you've got all your own fishing stuff, bring it. Cut the kids loose, let them go. We'll help them get the fish weighed in. We'll help rig. We'll help bait up. We'll help take fish off. You name it, we will help. And we're not. It's all about fun. It's free to enter. All you got to do is come put your name on the list. We're handling everything. Going to give the kids a little cash prize. So somebody kid's going to get to walk home with a few dollars in their pocket. And it looks like we're going to have, some door prizes that, the goal is for every kid that fishes, to bring home a substantial door prize. So looks like we're well on the way to being able to do that. And
that's exciting, man. I love watching kids have a good time catching fish, especially, if they haven't fished before. I love seeing their face in the joy and stuff like that. Just whenever they catch a fish for the first time and you see them get hooked, and that they love it. That just means
that's what we're preaching. So one more time, grandma, grandpa, mama, daddy, if you're out there, aunt, uncle, if you're watching and you do not have the means of the fishing, if you don't have the things that you think you need, bring the kids out there, sit under the pavilion. We have volunteers at this event coming to just help out with the kids fishing event. So we will make sure that the kids have a good opportunity to catch fish that day. And they're going to get to weigh them on stage. That tournament ends at the same time that the boat tournament ends. So the kids are going to be weighing in fish throughout the day. As they're finishing up, the boats are coming in. They're all weighing in on the same scale. It'll be exciting. It'll be something fun. It's right on the bank of, of Lake Seminole. You're going to see some really good fish. We will absolutely let the kids when Eddie brings in a big bag of fish with his guys, when they bring in those fish, look, we're gonna snatch the kids up, and let them help hold those fish and release those fish, and it's going to be a family event. The benefit is for the veterans, but also, and we want to give back to these communities. Sneads, Florida was gracious enough to allow us to go host a tournament there. They got a really nice pavilion. We've got water, we've got power, we've got tables. It's just a really nice place. So, we want to do our best to give back to the community and make a whole day, of catfishing. So, and I can promise you that God's Way Ministry,
they're throwing
bring
down
the food. They got it. They got it.
They are throwing down. Their preacher is hilarious too.
Yeah,
he is funny.
Yeah, he's awesome. Awesome. And look, hey, if there's anybody else out there, look, if you're thinking about coming and you have a business or you're a vendor, or if there's something that you want to do, or you have an idea of something, shoot one of us a message. It's not too late for somebody to jump in and help out with this thing.
Absolutely. And with tournaments like this, we want to build up the community. We want the community to come out and build us up. You know what I mean? So we want more small businesses involved. We want, companies involved, ministries involved, other nonprofits involved. You know what I mean? Come out and share your mission with us. Come out and share your products with us. If I don't think anybody have a problem, even if you wanted to set up a table and maybe sell something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's, it's like I said, that's why we try to consider our tournaments, at the end of the day, they're catfishing tournaments, but we refer to them as events. And we want to make sure that it's not just a come, show up, everybody throw your money in a jar, leave, come back at the end of the day when nobody's looking, weigh your fish in and get gone. It's about so much more than that,
Absolutely.
Because you don't realize those people that go down there and ride by that boat ramp every day, after school or waiting to go to the baseball field for practice or something. You don't realize, how exciting it is when they drive by and they see 20 or 30 or 50 cars down there and big boats and stuff. Hey, what's going on here? And we will always welcome them all with open arms to come be a part of this, catfish community, the catfish movement that's out there. And then you see the different things, look at what we've built already, with a great partnership with Tackle 22 Fishing. This event, looks to be maybe a staple in the future for us, something we could count on every year, and grow it. We also, come in February, we're going to do the River Fest again in Bluntstown. That's a big event. We'll host a tournament in conjunction with it. We'll go hang out for the day. We'll wear our sweet tea necklaces.
I forgot about those.
Yeah, man. So
you gotta tell them the story. You can't just say it and then go on to the next thing. You got to tell them about it.
So at the River Fest, they the owner, they actually run a little company, and they got some vending, where they sell food truck. They got a food truck and stuff. But one of their staples are these little adult Capri Sun pouches. It's a clear pouch, and you can go to events, and I'm sure you can, put beer. There it is, the adult Capri Suns, so you can put whatever you want in them. But on a hot day, and it was hot out there last year, filling them things up with ice cold sweet tea, and you wear it around your neck on a lanyard, and you got your ice cold sweet tea. I would buy them 2 at a time, one for the front, one for the back, to really keep you nice and cool. And it was super cool. To see grown-ups drinking, essentially Capri Suns.
And by the end of the Big River Gospel Festival, Chad had about 6 of these around his neck now, looking like Flavor Flav, with his big old on his neck. They were hanging everywhere, and he was so full of sweet tea he couldn't take. I was
the literal Mr. T. I pitied the fool. But yeah, but it's such a good time out there. So this
It
year,
was.
I know for a fact, I can't, name the headline singer yet. I do know who it is, but they got a really awesome headliner coming. They have the events, but there's a way more to it this year than just singing on stage. They're going to have more vendor space. They're doing a lot of games, and they're even doing a worm grunting contest for the kids, and it's super super fun. But like I said, that's something that we have partnered with, and it's becoming a thing now. And we're all excited to go back next year.
Yeah, the good
About
thing
it. So
about
that is something that
taking part of something when it's new is you get to build the tradition.
yeah. Yeah, there absolutely is. There's an excitement about it. There's an excitement of, with this tournament that we're doing now to set the bar. What can we do? And like I said, and then every year we're going to look to trump that, and beat it. But we can't do that without sponsors, and we have absolute great sponsors. Not just for the Size Matters Trail. We have our sponsors that help out throughout the whole year, and Tackle 22 being one of those. The Tackle 22. I mean, the whole. You guys sponsor the Veteran Big Fish at every single event. They start that. They start that with $250, I think, on every one of those, and we have a couple other people. Cassie Lobby with Think Real Estate and Washers R Us. Both of them, I think, add another $100 or $150 to it. And our veteran, Big Fish payout at almost every event's over $500. It just does really well, and that's a way that we can give back. But those sponsors make that happen, and we just have a lot of them for this tournament and a lot of extra. It's kind of one of those things when you put in the work, people are willing to reach out. You know what I mean? And like I said, we've got 5 or 6 sponsors that maybe sponsor Tackle 22 throughout the year, but are not everyday sponsor of the Size Matters Trail that have never blinked. When Eddie contacted them and said, "Hey, this is what we're doing," and those, I mean, they got hey, you just send me the address, buddy. It's on the way.
Right. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has contributed either sponsorship wise or tapping and sharing the live, getting this thing out there, because these things don't happen without you guys. Everyone who's watching the live stream right now and all the companies who've supported us, whether you're a Tackle 22 sponsor or a Size Matters Trail sponsor or just a part of the industry. I think it says a lot about the industry when the competition goes away and everyone can get behind a great cause, and that's how it should be. We all move forward when we support each other, and that's what we should be looking to do as an industry, is what we should be looking to do as human beings, and we should definitely be looking to do that as fishermen. And so I just got reels back from River Rats, and let me tell you, they're better than brand new. So
yeah. So Jarrett and Cindy, we've got a couple of 5 free reel cleanings. That's awesome. The 5 free reel cleanings, that gives you the opportunity at the end of the season to snatch a whole set of reels off. And maybe you have 6 or maybe you have 8, but that's a huge hunk of it right there.
Absolutely.
And send them in. They get them tip top shape. We've actually got another one of these that they've already donated. It's in the Tackle 22 cooler.
I might have a couple laying around too.
So plenty of opportunity. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, the number of door prizes that we have is really through the roof. I've got here's another one. Speaking of the River Fest, this is in the Tackle 22 cooler as well. That is 2 free admissions to next year's River Fest, and it's just a fun event. That's going to be in the Tackle 22 cooler. So if you win that cooler, we'll see you at the River Fest next year as well. And if you win that and you go to the River Fest, if you find Eddie, when you get there, he'll buy your first 2 necklaces of sweet tea.
I will in fact buy your adult Capri Sun sweet tea.
Yeah,
I will be there.
absolutely.
I had a great
Yep.
time last year, and just the whole event wrapped their arm around us. That we did the awards up on the stage. They announced it was a big deal. The community was definitely behind it, and you're not going to want to miss it. It's a great time, and I know it's going to be bigger this coming year.
Yeah, I'll say this. So one thing that the Size Matters Trail will be in charge of, with our partners, which would obviously be Tackle 22 with Dale's Tackle, and a lot of our sponsors that'll be there to help run our booths. We will also, this year, we have a 500-gallon clear aquarium that's going to be set up under our tent. And we're going to take some of the couple of maybe the mid-sized flatheads that are good and healthy, as well as a few brim. And I think we're going to try to get somebody to donate a ditch pickle. And we're going to put that stuff in an oxygenated aquarium for the day and let those fish swim around throughout the day and observe them. And, how cool will that be for kids and parents to be able to come walking through and look, there's a big flathead swimming around in a 500-gallon tank for you to be able to see. I think that's going to be a big attraction there.
So I know you don't know this about me, but I am a huge aquarium nerd. If I go somewhere and there's an aquarium, I'm there. I don't care if it's a 5-gallon tank or a 5 million-gallon tank. I love seeing fish, period. So that's going to be fun for me. 38 years old. I'm gonna be having a great time.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. My son's got an aquarium right here, and they've got a little swiftwater brim in there and a little bullhead in there.
Nice.
So, and they've been in there for months and months now. But
yeah, I keep threatening to make me a tank for bait, to hold brim and stuff like that. But I don't know. I ain't got that kind of time.
Well, so overall, this tournament looks like it's going to be, a really good event. Looks like the fishing gods are hoping to bless us with some pretty fair weather. I do ask that everybody traveling down, you guys especially, and those coming from your area, that everybody that travels down, take your time, leave a little early, make sure you got plenty of time. You will have to travel through a little bit of rain, but by Saturday morning, it should all be gone. The weather should be perfect for fishing. We're going to have, I know that Dan and Daniel, both, they'll help me with the captain's meeting, but those guys I'm going to have them go over a little, a rough tutorial of the lake. So I know that me and Justin talked about that a little bit this morning. Just for anybody that's out of town, kind of tell you, where you can comfortably run, where you can't, in the areas that you just need to watch out for. And, I'm sure they'll tell you some areas that are away from where they want to fish and tell you that, it's good and clean over there. Just stay over there. But, you can follow those guys as well. They'll take you right to the fish.
So I wanted to take a minute and give a shout out to our realtor. So Brandy and I, we're in the process of buying a house. We're under contract and it's finishing being built right now. But our realtor, her name's Alyssa Bell, and she's from Durham Sears Real Estate, and she also owns a property management company called Chattahoochee Dwellings. And her husband also owns what's called RWB Services, Robert Bell. And they're huge supporters. They actually donated $1,500 this week to Tackle 22 Fishing to help us cover expenses for our volunteers coming from out of state and out of town for this event. And it's also going to help us with our year-end awards, where we really want to make the end of the year special for our volunteers. So if you're in the Chattahoochee Valley, anywhere near West Central Georgia or East Central Alabama, she's definitely going to be the one that you want to call. If you're looking for a house or looking to buy a house or buy a rental or even build, she works really, really hard for you. And let me tell you, if she can put up with me, she can get it done. Because I love her to death. And let me tell you, I roast her mercilessly. I make sure that, if we're paying that kind of money in commission, that, somebody's going to be out there working hard for us. And it's never a question with Alyssa. She's always, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? And she knocks it out of the park. So thank you again to Alyssa and Robert Bell from RWB Services, Chattahoochee Dwellings, and Durham Sears Real Estate, who the real estate company we're actually going to be talking with to do something big for 2023. So thank you very, very much. If you have an opportunity to catch them on Facebook, please send them a like and follow, and maybe just send a message, or post on their timeline and say thank you for supporting Tackle 22 Fishing, because um, it means a lot, with the economy the way it is and inflation the way it is. The price of gas and groceries is crazy. It's hard to raise money these days for a nonprofit organization. And she didn't hesitate. She offered. So, I couldn't put my arms around fast enough, and give her a big old hug. So, Alyssa, if you're watching, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's awesome. That really is. And hey, thank you for, from our side too. I mean, that goes a long ways in helping Eddie get the guys and girls down here. To be able to help with this event, so we're equally grateful for that. Definitely a big deal.
Oh, for sure. And totally unexpected too, which makes it, makes it even better, because we live here in a military town. We have Fort Benning here. They're not veterans themselves, but they, family that are veterans, and they see the challenges that veterans go through, being in a military town. And, they're definitely committed to making veterans' lives a little bit better. And we couldn't be thankful enough. But guys, again, if you got any questions about this weekend, fire them off in the chat, or send me or Chad a DM. Really looking forward to seeing everybody. I know me and my volunteers will be staying in Mariana, and we'll probably be there sometime Friday afternoon. So if you're in town and you want to go get some dinner with us, please send me a DM, because we're gonna go out and do it as a family. So hope to see you there. Chad, you got anything else?
Yeah, one thing I'll hit on real quick. So a quick rundown for Saturday morning. That being said, we may, I may at least jump on the Size Matters Trail page Friday afternoon, kind of give everybody an overview for what you look at, coming in Saturday morning. But the times on the flyers are Central Time. Okay, not Eastern Time. They are Central Time. It is 4:00 a.m. Central Time. We will open up registration. We will have our guys out there. They'll physically be doing your registration, taking your money. Make sure you bring cash. Okay. It is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was $150 to enter the tournament. We will also do 3 separate pots that you can buy into. Okay. So the $150, that is your entry for the tournament. It is split 70-30. 30% of that off the top is coming out, going to Tackle 22. We're going to pay out with 70%. That's going to pay first, second, and third place. We will do 3 separate pots. They're $10 a piece. So it is $10 to enter the big blue pot, $10 to enter the big flathead pot, and $10 to enter the target weight. We will not pick the target weight until the morning of the event. Okay. So you guys won't know what that is. It'll probably be a smaller fish. It will not have to be part of your 3-fish bag. Okay. We'll explain that at the so if you are wanting to fish in all of them, it's going to be $180 to fish in everything, but that will give you multiple chances to win. And also, one thing I ask is if you're coming to buy raffle tickets, make donations, purchase your food, please try to bring cash. That just makes life easier for everybody out there. The church, is going to be dealing in cash. That's going to help save them and get you, the correct change back.
Are we doing receipts?
Vendors. Do what?
We got the receipt pot for this one?
Yes, we will probably do that as well. That's something that we always kind of like to do. So on the receipt pot, I don't know what that prize will be yet. Usually it's a cash prize. We might throw in some goodies from some raffle goodies, some of the smaller stuff as well. But if you come to this event, save any receipt that you have from Jackson County, Florida. Any receipt. It does. So when you guys come in and you go out to dinner Friday night, if you put fuel in your truck, in your boat, if you get iced drinks, hey, the more receipts, the better. It's not about the money. The more receipts you turn in, the better. We will give you an opportunity at the registration and then again at the weigh-in. It'll be through the afternoon. And prepare for the weigh-in to be there for a couple of hours. Weigh-in probably only takes 15 or 20 minutes. It'll go nice and quick. But we've got a lot of door prizes. We've got, we're going to have, a few different people that are going to talk and explain a little bit about, the Size Matters Trail, what we do, what God's Way Ministry is doing with the church. Eddie and Justin and maybe some of the volunteers will probably, share a few stories about Tackle 22, what they're doing, why they're doing it. So kind of, expect that. We're going to have a good camaraderie while we eat and give some people some talking time. But there's a kind of prepare for that. But we will have a pot set up where any receipt that you have, you can write your name on the back of it, put it in there, and we'll draw, and it may be $50 cash or something like that. But we want to give back to those who spend money in Jackson County while they're there. And on the flip side, we take those receipts and we're able to take them to the county commissioners meeting and say, look, these are what our cat fishermen do when they come to your town, and actually prove that we're spending money in this town. So just save those receipts. Please don't throw them away. Save them.
And that's back to what I was talking about earlier, building the community up, building up small businesses, supporting small businesses. That's what it's all about, guys. That's how we get the community together. But I just wanted to point out Alyssa's in the chat. So if y'all get an opportunity, please tell her and her husband, thank you. They're huge supporters and they do work really hard for us. So thank you again, Alyssa. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm ready to get the heck out of Columbus, Georgia and get down to Florida and get on some fish this time, hopefully. Last time I came down to Apalachicola, we got the old skunk monster and slept in the parking lot for about 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's going to be a good day, good food. When the fishermen come in, I really hope, I think we're going to have, a pretty cool afternoon with getting to show the youngsters that fish the daytime, the kids tournament. I'm getting to show those some big fish. And then at the end of the day, we're going to wrap it up with, like I said, a couple of hours of hanging out, door prizes, food, camaraderie. And, here's the other thing that will probably end that whole event on is we want to know, at least the Size Matters Trail does, we want to know what our fishermen want to see next year. That's a big thing for us. We got some good fishermen coming down and we want to know, what do you guys want to see? Do we like the lakes better? Do we like the rivers? Do we like the blue cats or the flatheads? It's all about growing, and we want to grow with you guys. So, I mean, if flathead fishing down on the lower end of the river is what, our fishermen want to do, that's what we're going to do, so, but we want to hear from you guys. So, please come help support the event. We got a lot of really, really good door prizes. We didn't even hit today on some of the stuff that I don't know if I showed you that Alan Shepard, one of our fishermen, donated a bunch of pocket knives, custom knives that he's donating to give away to the veterans. He's got 6 or 8 of them. Some of them are like super custom, made out of railroad irons and stuff. I mean, like really, really neat stuff. We're gonna put a couple of them in the cooler. We're gonna, some of them are gonna be door prizes. But he also donated, BB guns and boat supplies and that kind of stuff to give away. And that's what it's all about. So when you see us give away a pocket knife and a BB gun and this and that, look, hey, you guys don't eat us up and, and think, oh, they're giving kids weapons and, look, every one of y'all had a BB gun and a pocket knife when you was a kid. And I think that's still important, to this day. You get it to them and teach them how to use it.
I think I decimated the bird population in my neighborhood when I was young.
Right. So we literally used to walk away from my house in the morning with a 5-gallon bucket and walk back at the end of the day with a 5-gallon bucket full of birds that we probably shouldn't have shot.
Yeah.
I've
been there.
But we had a good time doing it and learned some life lessons.
Justin had a good question. It's 3 fish any size.
Three fish any size. That is correct. Blue cat, flathead, or channel cat, and any size. So you just your 3 biggest fish per boat.
That's for the tournament. The catch weight will be a 4th fish.
Yeah. The target weight. And it's only eligible for a 4th fish, and we'll explain this at the captain's meeting. But it's if it's smaller than your 3 fish bag.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if the target weight is hypothetically 12 pounds, good chance you go out and catch, all your fish are over 20 pounds. So I don't want to force you to throw back a 20-pound fish to keep a target weight, and have a chance to win $100, and pass on the chance to win $500 or $1,000.
Right.
So, that's why we do that. And we also do that with the blue cat and the flathead too. I mean, if you're for that, so if you have 3 blue cats that are all 30 pounds and you catch a 20-pound flathead, you can also bring in a 4th fish with that flathead because he's smaller than your 3 fish bag. Typically you're not going to see your blue cat be your smallest fish, just because they typically are going to carry some weight, Yeah. But we definitely, we try not to overcomplicate it. We want to work with the fishermen on that. So like I said, we do got, a list of rules. Everybody will get those at the captain's meeting. They can be found on the ACA registration page as well. The rules for the tournament, but understand that the Size Matters Trail, our committee, our directors, we don't want to disqualify people. We want you to do the right thing. As long as you're trying, we're good with that. And we're going to make sure that, that everybody understands the rules and is easily able to abide by the rules. So we don't have gotcha rules and this and that, and sportsmanship has never been an issue with our trail so far. People do a really good job of, giving you that 50 yards between boats, or if you're in the river and, the river is a lot smaller than the lake and you got to get by somebody or bump by them or fish by them, the guys down here have done a really good job over the last couple of years of regulating that and saying, hey, Eddie, you mind if I drag, if I drag over this way, is it going to bother you? No, man, you're good. Go ahead, and there's nothing wrong with if somebody says, hey man, can I drag by you? You say, man, I'm on anchor and I got lines right there. I really need you to go around. That's perfectly acceptable. But, I've always expected the fishermen to be able to work that out. You know what I mean? Cause I think it's silly when we're getting, yelling matches at the, over this and that. So,
well, Jeff, if you're going to be late, you got to push.
There you go.
just remember why we're here, guys. There's no reason to be out there acting crazy. It's a fun event. It's for the kids. It's for the veterans. Let's keep it in the spirit of why we're there and have a great time. And I don't think we'll have any issues as we never do.
And one other thing, I hope, and we most of the time as a community do a pretty good job of this, but laughing and cheering, those things are contagious. So when somebody comes up there, they bring in a nice bag of fish, or even if they struggle and bring in a small fish, give that person that round of applause, because there may be a kid on the boat and it may make a huge difference for them. When our kids come up, you can bet every child that brings a brim to the scale is going to get a standing ovation. That's part of what it's about. And then what it does is when the community sees it, they say, hey, there's a group of guys and girls down here in this catfishing industry, and they do some really good things. And that's just, we want to leave and people say, hey, we want them back.
So I just kind of got an idea. And it'd totally be up to you guys and obviously the parents of the children that are coming for the Derby. But man, I'd love to have one of the the youth anglers jump on my boat and help us, with fishing the weigh-in line, or maybe
Yeah.
ride in the boat behind the truck for the weigh-in line.
So that's actually a good idea. I think we could very easily incorporate that. What we'll do is, you guys will obviously be gone, but what we'll
Yeah.
do is we'll make an announcement, and that'll help keep, all the kids and the parents around as well for the weigh-in. And that's one thing I want them to do is not to come weigh in a fish and leave. I want them to stay for the afternoon I want to see them, because the church is going to have food ready at 2:00. But you can't eat at 2:00. It's going to be 4:30 before you can eat, because you got to come back, got to weigh your fish, and then you're going to get to sit down and have a good time. So that's what I want to see. So what we will do is we will say that I'll make an announcement during the kids tournament that any kid that is there and present at 4:00 or 4:30 when you guys start coming back, that everybody, and I'll make sure that the rest of the fishermen are okay with that. And I'm sure they will be. That we want those kids to jump in there and help wrestle the fish out and with the totes and even be able to get in the picture of you guys holding the fish.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great idea, and we will absolutely make that announcement and try to make that work.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man.
I don't know how many boats are going to be available, because I know our two will be jumping from everybody.
Yeah, that's what my wife was just saying. Our kids they'll be fighting to get in a boat. You got a fish?
Yeah. I got plenty of room, so we can pile them all on mine if we got to.
Yeah, I got plenty of kids, so. But yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much hits the head on everything. Like I said, be there at 4:00. Give us time to get registered. We advertise that our captain's meeting will start at 5:00, and then we will release the fishermen when we're done. I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, look, at 4:30, 4:45, we're going to start going over rules. Most people will be there. They'll be registered. We're going to start going over rules. And my goal is by 5:00 to be cutting everybody loose. That's going to give you a good full hour to get launched and get, it's not a huge lake. That's going to give everybody a good opportunity to get to where they need to be, to get there safely, to, the guys that are coming in from out of town to go out and spend 30 minutes on the water and maybe look for some fish, or, try to figure out where you want to start your drag or where you want to anchor up at. I think, we want to try to get everybody in and out and get the party started. So just, everybody try their best to be there at 4:00 a.m. and, have your stuff ready, have your cash ready, and, and be ready to get with it.
All right, guys. Well, we've been live for about an hour, so I think we're gonna cut it. Again, if you guys got any questions, just send them on to myself or Chad in a DM, and we'll get you taken care of. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you for supporting Tackle 22 Fishing and the Size Matters Trail. And we look forward to seeing you guys this weekend. See you soon.